thank him for all the birthday messages so far. I am celebrating my birthday. I can't believe I'm 50. I don't even look it. I don't even know what 40 felt like. Let me tell you a little bit about myself and then answer a couple questions. I am Lorraine Venn, born on this day in 1964, so yes, I am 50. I have green eyes, and I'm only 5 feet tall, so I'm pretty small. And last time I weighed 102 pounds. I'd like to be 104 if I could, or even 108. I was born in Pomona, California, which is in Southern California. And when I was 6 months old, my parents and I moved to a little town north of Eureka, California, called Arcata, California. It's in the Redwoods. And I lived there for 13 and a half years. I was born with a club foot, and where my foot was really like both feet, my front muscle overpowered my back muscle, making my foot go all the way to my legs. So I needed to have 8 surgeries to correct it. And let me think. The Korean War, the doctors for the Korean War, because without it I'd still be in a wheelchair. Because they had the mines, and you never knew, so they had to learn how to sew limbs back on. So then in Vietnam they refined it. So I can walk today. And then the last one was when I was 17. And it looked like someone had took out my ankle bone, twisted it, turned it over, twisted it, and put it back in my foot. And it even stumped the chief of surgery at the time. And then strained up my toe. I had asthma, so we had to move to the Central Valley of California. That's why it's so smoky here today. And I outgrew it. I actually outgrew my asthma, which is nice. I still live with my parents, and because we all depend on each other. I'm working on me. And I've gone to school in Arcata and in the El Dorado County area. And I'm very partial to the Redwoods, especially the Avenue with the Giants. I don't have any brothers or sisters, so I am an only child. My mom did try, but she had miscarriage during her 6 months to her pregnancy. But I'm not a typically only child, because my parents made sure I was raised as normal as they could. And they did a good job. And in recent years, I've been working on me, and the way I've done it is take full responsibility, full accountability. And I've been reading the Neo-Think books, and they've helped me a whole bunch. And now I'm able, and I found out recently, like last year, that I'm able to work, that the reason why I didn't pick my fingers when I was in Arcata was because I kept my hands busy doing the spirograph, the weaving, and so and did stuff with my hands, so I really didn't get a chance to pick my fingers. I don't do it as much anymore, and it's a lot better for it. Plus, I'm taking vitamins and I'm eating really well. And I'm enjoying this day. It's been really, really good. And let me answer a couple questions I got. From Crafty Monica. Thank you, Crafty Monica, for this question. Why did I start crafting? Well, I started crafting when I was a little girl because I also had physical therapy in order to walk. And my little physical therapist, Miss Cooley, I will always remember her, and she gave me stuff that she knew would keep my mind active as well as my fingers. And I would do stuff like from those little weaving looms to spirograph to Play-Doh, and now I work on stuff like the rainbow loom that I just discovered, the jewelry that actually my grandma gave me because she had Parkinson's and she couldn't do it anymore. My polymer clay, which actually reminds me a lot of Play-Doh, and I'm just learning now and rediscovering that I can do face canes with my newly the extruder tool, the yarn and the loom knitting. Why? Because it's so relaxing and I love doing it. I love the creations. The kind of creations I make are things like skirts, pants, jewelry that I make, and it's so relaxing. It gets my mind from what people think that I can do to what I know I can do, because it's from memory. And I enjoy it, and who knows, I can probably make money off of it. I also enjoy it because I never know what I can create. When I created the Lady Liberty crown that I wore about a few weeks ago at Dragon Con, I did not realize that it was so simple. And now I'm going to try doing the points of the crown with my rainbow loom once I get a chance to. But I also enjoy it because I never know what the creations are. And until I got it in my mind long before I even make my first stitch even. So thank you, Crafty Monica, for that very wonderful question. A question from my friend Elizabeth Coles, and I really do thank her for this, is, and she wished me a happy birthday. Thank you. She noticed that I have been traveling by train of late. Yes, I have. As opposed to flying. And there are many reasons for that. Uh, what do I like about traveling that way? Well, there are many reasons why. One, you don't have to go through security. You don't have to take off your shoes. You don't have to do the 311, which is put little bitty bottles in. You don't have to expose yourself or get patted down unless one of their dogs see something. And you get to meet all kinds of different people. I get a chance to meet people from all walks of life. There was one New Yorker who was on there during the last train trip, and he gave me some suggestions in New York. And it's a little longer, but you get to see the beautiful countryside. There is so much open countryside. I mean, what people think of New York is New York City. But New York State, especially upper New York State, is open country and swampland. It's beautiful. And you don't get that when you're in an airplane. You have to go through security. You can't take scissors on the airplane. That's the other reason why I like going on the train is I'm able to take scissors on board, and I'm able to take my sewing kit, and I'm able to take so much more on the train as opposed to the airplane, because you're restricted on. You can even take water bottles on board the train. You can't take that on board the plane unless you buy it after you go through security, and then even then, you may not be able to. And there's so many more advantages for that. And I enjoy it also for the scenery and for the fact that you can eat either on the dining car or by their little cafe lounge car, and I'm able to take on board for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and even do that, and that's okay. And sleeping is no problem, even on coach. When I first there on board the train, I was with my parents, and those beds were comfortable. And even when I did coach, they were comfortable. So I'm very glad that you asked that question, because it's so much better. And the last time I rode the train back in April of this year, I found more people riding the train as opposed to flying. Though there were still many people flying. And I do believe that's just because of the fact that people are just so sick and tired of the restrictions. Well, that's it on the questions, and thank you for both Crafty Monica and Elizabeth. And I will answer any more questions that you guys have. You can always put in the comment section here on YouTube or on my Instagram. And and I will tell you more about my birthday. And happy crafting!